Good morning, dear students. Now we are at the chapter 4, multiple alleles. Alleles, as you know that these are the alternative form of the gene. Now in this lecture, first we are going to study the concept of multiple alleles. Mendel proposed that a phenotypic character of an individual is controlled by a single pair of genes, each of which occupies a specific position called the gene locus on a homologous chromosome. As we are known that the genes occupies a specific position on a homologous chromosome that we called as a gene locus. So these single pair of genes controls the phenotypic character of an individual that has been located on a gene locus on a homologous chromosome. These two genes are called alleles. So alleles are an alternative form of the gene responsible for controlling the phenotypic character of an individual, and they are located on the homologous chromosome. Alleles are a pair of genes controlling the same character and located at the same locus of the homologous chromosome. These alleles undergoes mutation to give rise to three or more alleles located in the same locus of the homologous chromosome. These mutant alleles express different alternatives of the same characters. Such genes are called multiple alleles. So alleles that has been located on the same locus of the homologous chromosome, these alleles undergoes mutation to give rise to two or more alternative form of the gene that has been located in the same locus of the homologous chromosome. These mutant alleles express different alternatives of the same character. Such genes are called multiple alleles. Multiple alleles is a type of non-Mendelian inheritance pattern that involves more than just the two typical alleles that usually code for a certain characteristics in a species. With multiple alleles, that means there is more than two phenotypes available depending on the dominant or recessive alleles that are available in the trait, and the individual allele follow dominance pattern when combined together. So as per the Mendel's law of dominance, these alleles follow the dominance pattern. So there is more than two phenotypes available depending on the dominant or recessive allele that are available in the trait, and the individual alleles follow dominance pattern when combined together. A careful examination of many gene loci has shown that the one gene may possess many mutant forms. It means, for example, gene R will not only mutate to its mutant form small r, but may also gives rise to another mutant forms like R1, R2, R3, R4 and so on. And these mutant alleles express different alternatives of the same characters. Such genes are called multiple alleles. So in this example there is a gene, I said it is a R gene. This R gene when undergoes mutation, it forms a series of alleles, that is R1, R2, R3 and so on. So the dominant form of the R gene, we write it as a capital letter, capital R, and its recessive form is the small r. Okay. When such gene undergoes a mutation, it forms a series of mutant forms like R1, R2, R3, R4 and so on. And these mutant alleles express different alternatives of the same characters. Such genes are called multiple alleles. Alleles are the pair of genes occupy a specific spot or location called locus on a chromosome. Typically there are only two alleles for a gene in a diploid organism. When there is a gene existing in more than two allelic forms, this condition is referred as multiple allelism. So multiple allelism is a condition when there is a gene existing in more than two allelic, more than two alternative forms. So when the gene is existing more than two alternative form, that phenomenon we call it as a multiple allelism. So alleles, these are the pair of genes occupies a specific spot or location called locus on a homologous chromosome. Typically there are two alleles for a gene in a diploid organism, but when there are more than two allelic forms exist in an organism, such condition is called as the multiple allelism. So one by one we are going to define the multiple alleles. Multiple alleles are three or more alleles for a particular gene. When there are more than two alleles for a particular gene, then we say it is a multiple alleles. Or sometimes a gene may occur in more than two alternative forms, and such alternative forms of a gene are referred to as multiple alleles. So these are the definition. Any one definition you can write in the examination. Multiple alleles are three or more alleles for a particular gene, or sometime a gene may occur in more than two alternative forms, and such alternative forms of a gene are referred to as multiple alleles. Or multiple alleles are defined as a series of three or more genes which control the same character and occupy the same locus of the homologous chromosomes. So this is the precise definition of the multiple alleles, where a series of three or more genes which control the same character and occupy the same locus of the homologous chromosome. These genes are called as the multiple alleles. So once again I am repeat the definition of multiple alleles. Multiple alleles are defined as a series of three or more genes which control the same character and occupy the same locus of the homologous chromosomes. This is called as multiple alleles. Now we are going for the multiple allelism. So this is the condition or a state of having more than two alternative contrasting characters controlled by the multiple alleles at a single genetic locus, that we called as the multiple allelism. So that we studied in the concept also. Now we are going for the characters of multiple alleles. Multiple alleles of a series always occupy the same locus in the chromosome. That was also given in the definition, as the multiple alleles occupy the same locus on a homologous chromosome. So multiple alleles of a series always occupy the same locus in the chromosome. Because all the alleles of multiple series occupy the same locus in chromosome, therefore no crossing over occurs within the alleles of a same multiple allelic series. So here no crossing over occurs between the multiple alleles of a same allelic series. So these alleles occupy the same locus in the homologous chromosome, so there is no crossing overs within the alleles of a same multiple allelic series. Multiple alleles always influence the same character. The wild type allele is nearby always dominant, while the other mutant alleles in the series may show dominance, or there may be an intermediate phenotypic effect. So among the multiple allelic series, the wild type allele is nearby always dominant, while the other mutant alleles in a series may show dominance, or there may be an intermediate phenotypic effect. When any two of the mutant alleles are crossed, the phenotype is mutant type and not the wild type. So when a cross has been made between any two mutant multiple alleles, then the phenotype is always mutant type, not the wild type. Next character, multiple alleles control or express the same character, but each of the allele expresses different character. For example, coat color in rabbit. So coat color in rabbit is a phenotypic character. The variants of the coat color are namely full color or wild type color, chinchilla or light gray, Himalayan and albino. So the full color or wild type color that has been shown by a capital letter C, then its alternative forms are chinchilla or light gray, that has been shown by the letter CH, Himalayan H, and albino small c. This is the recessive character. So among the multiple allelic series, this capital C, which is always dominant over the other alternative forms, that is the chinchilla or light gray, Himalayan and albino. Similarly, this chinchilla is dominant over Himalayan and albino. Himalayan is dominant over albino. So albino is a recessive phenotypic character. So if you take the example of coat color in rabbit, the variants of the coat color are wild type or full color. The second one mutant is the chinchilla, third one is the Himalayan, and the last one is the albino. Let us suppose a series of 4 alleles starting from the wild, that is the capital C, CH, H and small c. The wild type gene C is dominant over all other mutant alleles, while gene small c is the last mutant allele which is recessive to all other alleles. So previously I was told you that this wild type or full color is dominant over the other alternative forms like chinchilla, Himalayan and albino. Similarly, this small c which controls the albino phenotypic characteristic which is recessive to all other alleles. Suppose when we made a cross between a chinchilla and Himalayan phenotypic trait, then we found only the chinchilla because this chinchilla is dominant over the Himalayan. Suppose when we made a cross between a wild type, that is a full color, and a Himalayan, now in such case we get the wild type because wild type is dominant over the Himalayan. So this is the dominance hierarchy. We found that the full color is dominant over chinchilla or light gray, over Himalayan and over to the albino also. So wild type is dominant over all other mutant alleles, while the gene small c is the last mutant allele which is recessive to all other alleles. The entire series of the multiple alleles are represented by same basic letter and the different forms are indicated by the superscripts or subscripts. So in this case of coat color in rabbit, we write the different forms of the alleles in the superscript. The wild type we written it as a capital C, then the other mutant or other variants are chinchilla that we written in the form of a superscript, that is the CH. Here is the Himalayan H, and the smallest one, that is the small c, which is a albino. So entire series of the multiple alleles are represented by the same basic letter. So for coat color you choose the letter C, and the different forms are indicated by the superscript like the CH, H. Okay, so these are the characteristics of the multiple alleles. Now we are going for the inheritance of blood group in humans. Dr. Karl Landsteiner in 1900 and 1902 discovered two kinds of agglutinogens or antigens called A and B antigen. So in 1900 and 1902, Dr. Karl Landsteiner discovered two kinds of antigens. We say these are antigen A and antigen B from the surface of red blood cells of human blood. He found that out of A and B antigens, a person may contain either one or of either of them. So accordingly, he recognized three kinds of blood types or blood groups: type A, type B and type O. The fourth and the most rare, that is the AB blood group or type, was discovered in 1902 by two of Landsteiner's students, Von de Castello and Stirling. For A and B antigen, there occur two agglutinins or antibodies, anti-A and anti-B. So here, when the discovery of the blood group that has been done by Dr. Karl Landsteiner in 1900 and in 1902, he discovered two kinds of antigens, that is the antigen A and antigen B. A person may contain either antigen A or antigen B or neither of them. Okay. The second thing is that for A and B antigens, there occur two antibodies, anti-A and anti-B. Recently, chemical investigations have shown that A and B antigens are not proteins but are mucopolysaccharides. Now we are come close towards the fact that there are two antigens, antigen A and antigen B. Similarly, there are two antibodies, that is anti-A and anti-B. Now, out of A and B antigens, a person may contain either one, means either it contain antigen A or antigen B, or neither of them. So some person do not contain any antigen, whether it is A and B. Some person contain may either antigen A or antigen B, while some person do not contain any one of the antigen. Second thing, for A and B antigens, there occur two agglutinins or antibodies, that is anti-A and anti-B. Okay. Now, Dr. Karl Landsteiner in 1900 discovered that blood in all persons is not alike, and hence clumping or agglutination occurs on mixing blood of certain persons. Blood is types according to the presence or absence of antigen and antibodies. The antigens are located in the red blood cells RBCs, and antibodies occur in the plasma. So, according to the Dr. Karl Landsteiner, blood in all persons is not alike. The clumping or agglutination occurs on mixing blood of certain person. So blood has been made a different type according to the presence or absence of antigens and antibodies. Antigens are located in the RBCs and antibodies occurs in plasma. Furthermore, depending upon the presence or absence of antigen and antibodies, 4 blood groups have been differentiated. These are designated as A, B, AB and O blood groups. So these different types of blood group has been made on the basis of presence or absence of antigen and antibodies. Okay. The 4 blood types have different agglutinizing properties. To determine the blood group types of different person, an agglutination test is performed. So these different types of blood group, that is A, B, AB and O, that shows different agglutinizing properties, and to determine the blood group of any person, an agglutination test has been performed. So the person belong to blood group A have antigen A in their red blood cells or RBCs and antibody B in the plasma. Okay. So a person, we say it having a blood group of A. So such person having antigen A in their RBCs and antibody B in the plasma. So here is table. Suppose a person having a blood group of B. So such person having antigen B present in the RBCs and antibody A in the plasma. Okay. So this A and B, antigen A, antibody B, these are opposite. So blood group A having antigen A in the RBCs and antibody anti-B or antibody B in the plasma. Okay. Similarly, the blood group B having antigen B in the RBCs and antibody A in the plasma. Then a blood group AB having both antigens A and B, but it do not contain any antibody. Similarly, a blood group of O person having no any antigen and it possesses both the antibodies anti-A and anti-B. Okay. Suppose a person having a blood group of A having antigen A in the RBC and antibody B in the plasma. So this person can donate blood to a person having a blood group of A and AB. He can receive the blood from A and O. Okay. Similarly, a person having a blood group of B, it can donate blood to the B, a similar type of blood group, and AB. Okay. But he can receive the blood from similar person, that is a B and O. Now, a person having a blood group of AB, he can donate blood to the similar person only having the blood group of AB, but he can receive blood from A, B, AB and O also. Now the last one blood group, that is the O, which can donate blood to any type of blood group, that is the O himself, A, B and AB, but he can receive blood from only a blood group of a person of O. He can receive blood from O blood group person only. Okay. So from this table we can say that the AB blood group, which we say that it is a universal acceptor or recipient, while the O blood group persons are universal donors. He can donate blood to any type of any blood group type person So he can donate blood to the blood group type of A, B, AB and also to the O. Suppose we say that a blood group A having an antigen A in the RBCs and antibody B in the plasma, the possible genotype is the capital IA, capital IA or capital IA small I. So I, it is a letter that has been given for a gene that control the blood group type in the human being. Similarly, for blood group B, the genotype is capital IB or capital IB small I. For AB, it possesses both capital IA, capital IB. So this capital IA, it is for antigen A, this capital IB for the antigen B or a blood group type of B. Now here the blood group type is the AB, means it having both the alleles capital A, capital IA and capital IB, while the O blood group which is having the recessive allele small I, small I. Okay. Now here we are going to study the inheritance pattern of the blood groups in human. So it will notice that RBCs from individuals of blood group O, since they lack antigens, are not clumped by serum of any blood group, so that the person of blood group O can give blood to all but can take only from his own group. Hence these are called universal donors. So they lack any antigen, so are not clumped by serum of any blood group, so that the person of blood group O can give blood to all but can take only from his own group. Hence these are called universal donors. Similarly, the serum from individuals of blood group AB does not cause clumping of corpuscle of any group, hence they can take blood from persons to all blood groups, so they are called or known as universal recipients or acceptors. Each persons therefore can use the blood of its own blood group in emergency, otherwise clumping of red blood cells may take place. Now here each person therefore can use the blood of its own blood group in emergency, otherwise the clumping of red blood cells may take place if blood group of different type is transfused in him. The clumped red blood cells occlude capillaries and thus deprive vital organs of normal blood supply and may lead to the death. So each person therefore can use the blood of its own blood group in emergency. If the blood group of a different person has been given to the such person, then the clumping of red blood cells may takes place, that leads to the depriving the vital organs of normal blood supply and may lead to the death of the person. Bernstein in 1925 discovered that the inheritance of different blood groups in man is determined by number of multiple allelic series. In man, production of blood group antigen is due to gene I. So gene I, it stands for isohemaggglutinogenes. So the different blood group that has been made on the presence of antigen A and antigen B. So the production of blood group antigen is due to the gene I. I stands for isohemaggglutinogen. The gene I may occur in three possible allelic forms: capital IA, IB and capital IO or small I. So there is a multiple allelic series: capital IA, capital IB, capital IO or simply small I. So this capital IA, it is dominant over capital IB and also to the small I. The IA gene represents the allele which produces the antigen A. So this A stands for the antigen A and I stands for isohemaggglutinogen. So agglutinogen, these are the antigens. So IA gene represent the allele which produces the antigen A. IB represent the gene which produces the antigen B. Persons homozygous for both these two genes will have both antigen A and B, that is seen in the blood group AB in their blood, and it will therefore be classed as type AB. IO or small I represent the gene produces none of these antigens. So this small I, which it is a recessive, it is not able to produce the antigen whether it is A or B. So a simple fact is here, there is a gene, I say it is a I gene. I stands for isohemaggglutinogen. This I gene is responsible for the blood group antigen, the antigen that has been formed in the RBCs. So I gene is represent the allele which produces the antigen A. IB represent the gene which produces the antigen B. And the person homozygous for both these two genes means it contain both IA and IB allele. It can have the ability to produce the antigen A and B in their blood, and it will therefore be classed as type AB. Similarly, IO or I small I represent the gene produces none of these antigens. Gene IA and IB are dominant over gene I, as I is recessive to both IA as well as IB. The type O individuals are homozygous small I because it cannot able to produce the antigen A and antigen B also. The four blood groups and their respective genotypes we are going to study it here. So this is about the inheritance of blood groups in humans. So if you see the table of blood group here, we found that this IA, it can able to produce the antigen A. So a person having a blood group type of A, the possible genotype is capital IA or capital IA small I. This small I which is recessive to all capital IA and capital IB also. So this IA get expressed in this type of genotype of capital IA small I. So the person having blood group of A, so the person can able to produce the antigen A. Now a blood group type of B, so the possible genotype is capital IB capital IB. So this is the homozygous condition, or heterozygous condition is like this, capital IB small I. Now a person having blood group of AB, so it possesses both the alleles for the production of antigen A and B. So it possesses the allele capital IA capital IB. It can able to produce both the antigens. Now the last one type, it is the blood group O, where the person which is homozygous to the recessive allele small I cannot able to produce any antigen. Okay, so it having a recessive genotype. So this is all about the inheritance of blood group in humans. Thank you. Stay home. Be safe.